The monkey paw, the juggler's gambit. The rain drummed steadily against the windows of the city bus as it lumbered toward HQ. Alavius, the world's quirkiest detective, adjusted his trench coat and glanced at the cockroach perched on his hand. It tapped its tiny legs in a rhythmic pattern, a sort of nervous Morse code. "Relax," Alavius murmured. "Mike's locked up. We'll make sure he stays that way." The roach's antennae twitched skeptically. Alavius dismissed the tension with a wave, eyes narrowing as the hulking silhouette of HQ came into view through the misty rain. The encounter at the precinct, affectionately dubbed HQ, was chaos incarnate. Officers scrambled like headless chickens, and the echo of an enraged voice, Chief Hucklebuck's voice, boomed through the lobby. Alavius stepped inside, dripping wet, to find Hucklebuck towering in the center of the room. The chief, a 6'4", monument of muscle and impeccable grooming, wore a tailored suit that somehow resisted the mayhem around him. "You're late," Hucklebuck barked, his deep voice commanding silence from the bustling room. His glare was ice, but there was an undertone of something unspoken between them, an almost magnetic tension that neither would acknowledge. "I took the bus," Alavius offered sheepishly. "You always take the damn bus?" Hucklebuck growled, running a hand over his smooth, bald head. "But this time it cost us big." He stepped closer, his presence overwhelming. "While you were on public transit, the escort detail transporting Mad Mike was ambushed." "What?" Alavis's voice rose. "It was the Juggaler," Hucklebuck continued. "That lunatic and his cat. They threw bottles of weaponized Fago and got away with Mike. All of them vanished. You should have been there." "Aye." Alavius started, but Hucklebuck cut him off. "Save it. I know you were at Mark Pye's. I smelled the damn orange chicken before you walked in." He turned, muttering to himself. "I introduced you to that place, and now it's a damn curse." Alavius felt the sting of Hucklebuck's words, but focused on the facts. Where did they take him? The chief huffed, stepping aside to reveal the wreckage of a police van outside HQ. Scattered among the debris were splatters of brightly coloured soda and a crude graffiti tag, "Legion of Dude." Alavius's cockroach sidekick climbed onto his shoulder, antennae twitching. It was time to track the villains. The Legion of Dude. The lair wasn't hard to find, thanks to the cockroaches scuttling ahead, leading Alavius through alleys and tunnels. The Legion of Dude's meeting hall was a decrepit warehouse stacked with glitter bombs, porcelain clowns, and random oddities from Mad Mike's arsenal of gifts. Inside, Mad Mike lounged on a beanbag chair, sipping a Fago Red Pop, while the Juggler paced back and forth, his clown makeup smudged. Beside him, Jugs, the three-legged scruffy cat, was sprawled on a crate, muttering conspiracy theories between gulps of what smelled like cheap whiskey. "I told you," Jugs rasped. "The government puts microchips in tuna cans. That's why they're round. Coincidence? I don't think so." Mad Mike rolled his eyes. "Jugs, we've talked about this." The Juggler looked up sharply. "Shut up, Mike. We're planning world domination here." Alavius burst through the door, trench coat billowing. "Planning's over, clowns. It's showtime." The room froze. The battle of wits and roaches. What followed was an absurd clash of intellect and chaos. The Juggler hurled bottles of Fago like grenades, their sticky explosions forcing Alavius to duck and weave. Mad Mike scrambled to assemble one of his glitter traps, but the cockroaches were faster. They swarmed across the lair, disabling contraptions and cutting off escape routes. Jugs, meanwhile, tried to outwit the roaches. "You think you're so smart," he slurred. "But I know your secrets. You're working for Big Pest Control." "Keep talking, Jugs," Alavius quipped. "You're making this too easy." After a tense and sticky battle, the villains were subdued. The cockroaches pinned down Mad Mike while Alavius delivered a satisfying monkey paw gesture, triumphant despite the loss of several brave roaches who'd been stomped in the chaos. The bus ride back. The city bus was quieter than usual, save for the grumbles of the captured criminals. Mad Mike sulked in the back, glitter dusting his face. The Juggler stared out the window, humming a twisted version of Bohemian Rhapsody. Jugs, half-conscious, muttered something about lizard people owning all the laundromats. Hucklebuck was waiting at HQ, arms crossed and face stern. As the villains were escorted to their cells, he locked eyes with Alavius. "Good work," Hucklebuck said gruffly, though the tension between them lingered. "Just doing my job." Olavius replied, but there was an ache behind his words. Foreshadowing betrayal. Later, as Olavius sat in his apartment, soaking in his bleach bath and picking at a Mark Pie's takeout box, the cockroaches gathered in a shadowy corner of the room. Their clicks and taps carried a darker tone than usual. "He's losing focus," one seemed to say. "Too distracted by the chief," another clicked. "He's forgetting who really gets the job done," said a third. The roaches dispersed silently, leaving Olavius blissfully unaware of the seeds of betrayal taking root within his most trusted allies.